Hi everyone. So I went to Mass today, and Father Constantine said the Mass today, and he gave a beautiful homily as he always does. The reading today was on Bartemaeus, the Gospel, and how Jesus had mercy on Bartemaeus. And even though Bartemaeus was afraid, he went up to Jesus when he was called, and he received his healing. And the first reading was about us having a hunger for Jesus, staying close to him, the living stone. When you see the imagery of the Lord of the Rings, you see these stones that actually get up and they move. So in a way, that Lord of the Rings trilogy tries to take very complex Christian ideas and put them into a movie for us so that we can understand them in ordinary terms. But Jesus brings his mercy to us, he brings compassion to us, and he didn't have to. He didn't have to bring gifts of healing or help us or show any mercy to us. And so Father just encouraged us that we also have to pray for the sick, and we have to pray for those of us who need that healing, not to only pray for ourselves and boost up our own egos. So it was a very nice homily that he gave, and I enjoyed going to the church. We're having really beautiful weather here in Toronto, and I love to just take a few moments outside the church just to stand there. I'm always busy. Today I joined an online session that Fitz had, basically talking about the partnerships that they're building and learning about entrepreneurship and what's being done by the university in Hong Kong that can help Fitz to understand what they have to do for Africa. And there's so many exciting initiatives coming up like that, where the African leaders are building partnerships and they are moving forward with the Pan-African unity. So I'm happy to see it coming. I mean, I'm sad that I can't be part of it, but when you've worked like me I've been in Canada, 20 years, and I've given so much of my life to see this moment come about. And yes, there's problems, there's droughts, there's things like that, but it's very moving for me to see it. And also with the One campaign, there's a big push now for the Africa strategy, so it's good to see that coming up as well. And I do wish that some of the original leaders had been around, but I know they are watching from heaven to see this moment in time where things are finally coming together for the African continent, for the leaders. There's big problems, but then there's big problems everywhere. I mean, we have encampments here in Toronto because things are so bad, people can't get jobs. And all that outsourcing work that the US gave us is now being taken away. It's going back to the US, or it's going back to India. And during COVID, we had a lot of jobs that came to Canada because of the pandemic. So those jobs are gone now. So many of us are back to square one. And I had worked at the executive level, and now I had to take entry level. So I don't know what's coming next. And I am sad about the way things have turned out for me. I can be happy for others, but I am sad at how things have turned out for me, because I did work hard and I put in a lot of work, and I'm just not getting the opportunities that I would like. And it's also sad for Teleperformance that they had to let me go, because they invested a lot in me. But we can get better or we can get better. And I have not been the bitter type. If I was, I would not have carried on trying to do good for those around me as well as myself. So I enjoyed that today, and I enjoyed joining in that talk from Fitz. Wherever I can, I do join in, because it helps me to know what's happening there. If they're coming to Toronto, at least I know what's happening. And if they have events, I can join in, because everything's being coordinated from South Africa now because of all the problems that people gave me. And Wits is really, they were not happy about it. So they're managing the page, the events, everything from there, because it's very hard here to get any support and any traction. And, you know, it's heartbreaking when you put in all the work and then companies sabotage you because they can't do what you are doing. But anyway, now I'm focusing on my John Maxwell. Hopefully I can get that going and build something up. You know, do some training and get something going on the side for myself while looking for work. And it's nice to go to the church. I really enjoyed the sermon today. And it's something for us to remember, not to let our own egos get in the way of what God's mercy and what Jesus' mercy can do working through us and in praying for others. And if it's hard, you can do what I do. I join the rosary from Lourdes when I want to pray for the sick, or if I want to pray for people that are looking for healing miracles. So that's one way you can do it. When you find it hard to pray, you can know that God's Holy Spirit knows that already, and that Holy Spirit is always with us. And not everybody has the insight or has had the consolations that we as Christians have been given. So we can pray for that for them. I'm horrified by all these videos that are coming out about how the hostages were kidnapped. Young kids going to party. You must be kidding. I'm glad. I also went to open air events to party. So I'm sorry. It really fills my heart with sadness that the kids that are growing up are never going to know that freedom again. It's awful. And I'm glad that Sheryl Sandberg took a stand. Since when is it okay for people to go and attack unprovoked, and attack young women and take them and rape them and tell them and be proud of it and make videos about it? I'm very sad. And this country is no different. I've met people who've been raped in the workplace, people like me who have spoken up because we've been verbally attacked unprovoked, and the response has been just do your job. So in this new world order that they're creating, they need to think about the values that they're promoting, because it's horrific.